Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. And welcome to your Lunar Eclipse in Capricorn reading, the final lunar eclipse of the Cancer Capricorn cycle. Now, it's not a good one, but I have posted on the Facebook page for the channel, link down below, oodles of astrology videos talking about this eclipse. It has got some positive sides and all of them are quite challenging. Now, I have either been hit with Mercury retrograde or the eclipse this time. I was going to, right, here you get a heap ton of excuses. I was going to film yesterday. The energies just felt wrong. You know, it's like, I've got to film. Here's my window in my schedule to film. But I had an aversion to the very idea of touching the cards yesterday. So I touched the cards and I was like, right, what's the disadvantage of not filming today? I got the Eight of Swords, anxiety. But then again, if you've watched my videos, you know I quite like the Eight of Swords, but it was the traditional meaning. It was the anxiety, you know, you make a cage for yourself. It's almost like it's saying, don't worry about it. What's the advantage of not filming today was the next question, and I pulled the High Priestess saying follow your intuition. Like, okay then. So I worked on my astrology studies instead. So today, time has escaped me because of life and various events. And then, now that I've managed to sit down and film, technology has escaped me. You may notice that there is no shuffle box up here because my mobile phone refuses to speak to my computer today, so I have lost my second camera. So I'm going to do a degree reading for today, and then I'm going to pull a card for each sign, and I will do a full-on full moon gods at play readings. I'll start filming those tomorrow, so I apologize for them being way too late. But the interesting thing about that is, with it being the lunar eclipse and there's not another eclipse till December, I think, so you get 6 months out of that reading, so you know, it will still be worth the watch. But the first thing I want to do is I'm going to read the degrees out. Now, it is, if I remember correctly, it's 13 degrees 57 minutes is the eclipse. So Cancer for the sun, Capricorn for the moon, obviously opposing one another. So what I want to read out is the 13 degrees, but I'm going to have a look at the 14 degrees because I had a quick look at them and they offer some interesting messages, but I am going to be shuffling in the meantime while I read all this out. So please excuse my multitasking, and hopefully tomorrow all my technology will return to normal, because that's what normally happens whenever my phone just refuses to speak to the computer. Wait till the next day and then they'll talk again. So they've obviously had a falling out of some matter or another. Right, let's bring these degrees. So we start off with, from inside degree, Cancer 14, because remember 13 degrees 57 is the end of the 14th degree of Cancer. So this is a dried up steam bed covered with smooth rocks. Unless tragedy strikes, a new earth cannot be accessed. Now, immediately, that does not sound good, does it? Only as all of the old familiar places dry up is there a path to walk revealed beneath, pristine and beckoning. It's no use looking back. The way lies right here, strewn with experience, memory, loss, and redemption by walking onward. It is a difficult, painstaking journey from here. You have to go so deep inside, burrowing into the cave of navigational realization, that you are held, cherished, known, given all you need, yet as well required, commanded to become entirely purposeful and to be the path and to cease all complaining and extraneous consciousness. This in order to do what is here to do with your entire being in ringing conviction and fidelity to the highest. So, that to me rather says, and this is the solar degree, this is what the source of the illumination today, it's highlighting and encouraging the drying up of things, the falling away of things, the okay, these cards want to come out, the clearing. So it's basically, that's the description of a tower moment, but a tower moment to a better end. Now let's see what the moon is up to. So I'll go to 13 degrees Capricorn, or Capricorn 14. So this is very interesting. Beads carved from human bone. The body carries memories of every world we have ever been through. These memory strings or beads bind us to the earth. We feel pinned to the spot, responsible for everything that happens around us. Somehow, the one in charge. For we are carrying the continuous memory and the legacy of the ancient mystery streams and of forgotten modes of knowledge. We bear the treasures intact. It makes everything count. It means we cannot get away from ourselves or our fate for a moment. We are compelled to fulfill our vows and to bring into this world the towering awareness and strange resonances of the giants, of the ancestors, of the great ones, of the inner ways, never lost, impossible to forget. Weird resonance there for me as well with the giants. I've just rediscovered the whole idea of the ancient giants, and it completely escapes my memory. But it really does give a harmony with that opposing symbol from Cancer 14. We are being set on the path. We are being given all of the tools. We are to bring all of our experience together to forge a new future, a new world. I mean, if this isn't okay, yeah, and the wheel. If this isn't a whole description of the idea of the Great Awakening, you know, but again, it's one step at a time. I was watching, again shared on the Facebook page, Cosmic Connection from Astrology Hub with Rick Levine, and he was talking about going into the age of Aquarius. Now, if you talk to sidereal astrologers, or certainly the, what's his name, Mastering the Zodiac with, I think his name is, we're not heading into the Aquarian age for another 700 years. And I would see it naturally as a, okay, these cards, it's that one that wants to come out and that one. I would see them naturally as a distinct mathematical point, because it is due to the position of the axis. No, is it solar system axis or is it polar axis? I think it's polar axis. But anyway, it's a 26,000 year cycle. But as Rick Levine pointed out last night, it's a 26,000 year cycle. It's not just going to go like that. So yes, we are moving towards the age of Aquarius. And yes, we're nowhere near there yet. And yes, there will be dramatic changes along the way. And in the span of 26,000 years, 700 years is not a long time, but we're going to have more and more and more of that Aquarian energy, but we're also going to still have more and more and more of the Piscean energy still present. But if you look at it as us being in the fading days of the Kali Yuga, yes, this is the Kali Yuga, and I mean, let's face it, how's your 2020 apocalypse bingo card going? You know, economic ruin, pandemic, you You know, it was raining octopi in, I think it was a city in Japan from, you know, it had been lifted up by some cyclone. You have meth gators in Florida. I mean, okay, Florida, you know, you've probably had meth gators in Florida for a long time, but it's almost like the world is turning into Florida. There's a lot of clearing. There is a lot of things coming to the surface, as seen with a recent arrest, as seen with the whole sudden consciousness about racism in our society and exploitation in our society. I would even go back as far as to say the Me Too movement of the past couple of years as well. There is this raising of awareness. And what a lot of people are calling historical revisionism, right, I'm going to try not to look at these because I haven't covered the backs of the cards, so it's... but there's this historical revisionism, but history is always revised. Always. History is written by the victors, and often a more accurate view of what could have happened doesn't come out for, well, decades, if not hundreds of years. Right. Ooh, that's interesting. So then I looked at the degrees for 14 degrees, because we are so very close. Now, which one was the one? So this is what we're going into on the back of the eclipse. This is what the sun is going into. Cancer 15, so 14 degrees or 15th degree. A boarded up doorway that leads to another realm. The soul as divided as it can be between two diametrically opposed realities. Radical karmic crossroads. What is preferred? What you have a taste for and an affinity with is any known familiar world within which you belong and are not questioned. What you feel afraid of, forbidden from entering, are the vast unknown worlds which partake of infinity. If given your way, the densely familiar worlds will surround and protect you for an extended cycles. Spirit here must wait until all personal dramas are exhausted. Yet Spirit here is not patient and subtly curses your mundane endeavours for being so trivial. The resolution of this extreme polarisation will require drastic self-loss and many subtle permutations to pass through in order to become whole again, when your karma has split you down the middle and left you there to work it out for yourself. Now, the degree angel of 14 degrees Cancer is Yahuwah, who is revealing the dark side and subordination to the higher order. Now, that really makes me laugh, because the last card of the reading that I've just laid down while I was reading those out, the world, clarified by the Ten of Swords from my trading card tarot, as I call them, with dark side. So, subordination to a higher order, because dark side is... Oh, I've so wanted to say that on one of my tarot reading videos for so long. But that's the whole idea of dark side, that his will and his will alone. Now, I resent that idea. And if you're putting the capital H rather than meaning dark side, but you're meaning the divine, well, whatever happens is the divine will, because it's happened. And the divine will is to allow free will. So there is a risk here with these two cards at the very end of what the next 6 months could turn into. Certainly with the economic situation. And I am not talking about stay-at-home orders, because I think some of the stay-at-home orders are a good idea. Let's beat the virus. Stay home, stay safe. Because people may say the virus doesn't exist. Well, for something that doesn't exist, it's killing a lot of people. And so I've got no time for that nonsense. I've got no time for the people who say they won't wear a mask in public. I will wear a mask in public because I do not want to be responsible for somebody else dying. And if you won't wear a mask, then it rather speaks volumes about you. And I know that a lot of the people that I follow on YouTube are raging against the mask, saying, oh, you know, it's reducing oxygen. No, it isn't, because we'd have surgeons passing out. Sorry, I've been waiting for that rant for a while as well. But we've still got to tread carefully. There's the economic situation and the elites. Certainly all the astrologers are seeing this, sidereal and Western tropical, are seeing that the elites, the control, you know, whether you look at the banks and the billionaires or the old money, because old money still has power. I don't care what people say. Yeah, you've got your Elon Musk and what have you, but old money has power. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying it's a thing. And maybe they are going to attempt to put us in our place, but everything is falling to bits. That includes their systems as well. So we have a wonderful chance to make, there's a political slogan going around Britain at the moment, build back better, which thoroughly support. Right, so we have to, the reading starts with the Hierophant and Six of Wands, victory, with a very smiley, happy Dr. Doom not quite kissing a baby. Now, that speaks to me of really sticking true to your spiritual values. And with every choice, yes, you may be called to balance a lot of things, but with every choice, it is imperative that you stick to your spiritual values. If something would compromise you, as in who you are and who you want to be, you do not do it. You find another way. Simple as. Find another way. Do not take that choice that compromises you. Because there is guidance here with the Four of Cups right in the centre of the deck, the controlling energy of the deck with the Chariot. But, I see why I did it. Is a Babylon 5 trading card, this one, with the Vorlons. Now, I've chose the Chariot because it was a card with spaceships on it. Also, that they were going in two different directions. But also the Vorlons were a very old race whoever looked upon them, they saw them as the angels of their race. They were more conceptual than physical. And so it's saying that there is that ancient guidance. Now, what was that necklace of made from human bones on about? That ancient guidance. There's information within us, and there's certainly information within scriptures, plural. I don't just mean the Christian, in fact, I barely mean the Christian scriptures, but within the Kabbalah, within the Srimad Bhagavatam, within the Asuras, within all the legends and myths that are presented to us, there are messages and there is wisdom for us to activate on. And we simply have to take the time to integrate it and allow that this side. Allow that guidance, seen by the Trinity of Swords there, to bring us together. Two of Cups. Two of Cups with Mr. Sinister and Dark Phoenix, but hey, still Two of Cups. to I get it. To bring us together and hopefully bring along those older powers with us, good and bad. If you think about Saturn going into Aquarius, as the Leo King will keep saying, that is Saturn now going into his father's house. Aquarius, and with modern astrologers, is viewed to be ruled by Uranus. Uranus was his father who he overthrew, but Uranus is the universe, is the sky. Saturn rebelled against him and made time more important than the universe, where there's a parable and image in that, isn't there? But of course, Saturn himself was overthrown by Jupiter, and that's why in astrology, Saturn and Jupiter do not get along. And Saturn loves to limit Jupiter. But Jupiter will always win through. Maybe not while he's in Capricorn, but he will win through. But there's so much Wheel of Fortune here. There is so much... There's so much stuff happening, good and bad. I've got the Wheel of Fortune with the Ten of Cups, with Dazzler. So there's so much that can be good or bad and can be brought to illumination, and you find happiness through. But that happiness has to be something that you carry, not as a panacea, as a something that causes you to go, well, I'm happy, I'm not getting involved. No, if you don't get involved, dark side is. I might call the reading that, yeah. That will that'll bring people viewing it, eh? But there is the chance too. Three of Cups here. With the Three of Cups, there are celebrations coming up through the revelations, through the going through the knocking on that boarded up door to other worlds. You just simply have to put the work into it, and the world will come round to support you in this. That is actually really quite beautiful, and backs up a lot of what those symbols are saying. One final symbol, I don't think I did 14 Capricorn. Let's see what that one is. Ha! Now, a woman wearing a necklace of skulls. Oh yeah, the other one was made of a necklace made of human bone, wasn't it? Feminine power of the deepest kind, ancient, impressive and formidable, standing for the dark goddess, authoritative, proud and knowledgeable, can be attracted to pouring on the power and become personally identified with dominant behaviours. Lack of compassion, very little forgiveness, not generous spirited. Imperious, demanding and not to be denied, is sparked by wakeful seeing, redemptive and cauterizingly renewing. But if captured by old pictures, autocratic, ideological and retaliatory, the perfect soul gift for those with pure intentions. Otherwise, a scourge. So, paradise or dark side. And here we have, from the either side, you declare victory with your spiritual ideals, or your world falls to the oppressive force, whatever that may mean. And I want to say your world falls. So this is something that could manifest, depending on how the eclipse is working with areas of your chart and what have you. But this is, I like to think that these degree readings are quite a mundane reading, as in mundane astrology, looking at the energies that are around. But there is no way that they cannot be applied personally. Right, so we're at 22 minutes 40, according to my timer anyway. Let's pull some cards for each individual sign. And I'm so sorry it's working like this, but either Mercury retrograde, technological snafu, Spirit doesn't want me to spend all day doing readings in front of the computer. In a way, I'm quite happy with that, because it means I can get on with some, carry on with my astrology studies, which I'm finding fascinating. Oh, do not go out and look at the eclipse. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not a good light. That's from the Leo King. That's from Marumatu on, oh, what's she called? Sun Soul TV. As you can tell by earlier statements, if you watch Sun Soul TV, then I disagree with her on numerous issues, but she's a good astrologer. And yeah, she says don't go out into the astrology with Heather and Ksenia Moore have said the same. I think Heather said it about this one and Ksenia said it about the previous one or the one before. But yeah, just don't do it. So you know what? If you're going out to enjoy fireworks tonight, just be careful and get in before the eclipse starts. Which I can't tell you what it starts in your local time. I've got no idea. I will be watching some fireworks, being in Britain, probably not a lot, but through the TV and the computer, and I'm not going outside tonight. Right, so Aries, we have the, well, two cards came out. We've got Lust, which is the Strength card, but also card number 11, but it's XI in this deck rather than 1-1. But nevertheless, 11 will represent those twin pillars. And normally it will be Justice, but in the Thoth Tarot, they're swapped around. There is victory for you. You just have to be careful where you get led by it, and you will be called to defend that victory. You may have climbed to the top of the hill, but that's only half the battle, because now you have to keep the hill. Okay, so, in fact, so I don't miss any out, Taurus. Let's have two cards for Taurus. Okay, we have the Chariot and Strife. So, looks like you may be torn between two options, Taurus. The secret here is finding that middle path, which, you know, keeping the beasts that pull the chariot along that middle path. And there is this 5 of Wands is basically a 4 of Wands with an ace, which I love that design. So that is saying make a commitment to what it is that you want to fight for and surge ahead with it, because that's the Ace of Wands with the Chariot. Right, so Gemini, yep. Okay, so we have 7 of Cups, Debauch, and Queen of Discs. So Gemini, I would really consider any options that come up for you over the next few days and go, what would I be nurturing myself by doing? Out of all these options, which is the one where I nurture myself? Because look at this Queen of Discs. She may be a nurturer, but she's also not interested. She's not looking at us. She's looking away. She's distracted. She's looking at the road that's in the distance and the or river, whatever it is. It is, and I can hear a small cat meowing. Where are you? Tishwas? Are you there? So yeah, just be careful. And if an option that is presented to you, you do not consider it to be nurturing yourself, don't take it. Right, so Cancer. We have 6 of Swords, going to a better place with the Prince of Wands. So forward movement. So Cancer, if there is a goal that you can see that is improving your situation, whatever your situation happens to be, go for it. Go the distance. If there is a pushing force to take you forward in a certain direction, philosophically, research-wise, job-wise, living-wise, social circle-wise. Listen to that pushing force and go with it. I mean, of course, as long as that pushing force is not dark side. Did I mention dark side is? So now for Leo, we've got one card. We have the Prince of Discs. Okay. And the Ten of Coins. Right. Leo, I don't think you need to surge ahead quite so fast. This Prince of Discs, he's still in a chariot. He's still moving forward. But what's more important there is the strength of the vehicle moving forward, not the speed. But it's certainly something where it's either going to be positive for your wealth or affecting home and hearth. But yeah, you are advised to move a little slower, a little more cautiously. Just make sure you are not a bull in a china shop and that your bull is reined in. Right, so Virgo. Oh, right, that was quick. So there's one here, the Emperor and the Prince of Swords. So Virgo, I feel, oh, and for Cancer and Virgo, there may be Aries influences around you, which I feel are positive. But Virgo, I think it's almost like it's saying don't necessarily start anything new. No matter what information comes to you, tend to what is yours at the moment. And it's almost like if you have a house, check all the windows are working and the window locks are working. You know, make sure that the pipes are insulated for winter and that they're not leaking and that all the hinges are working. You know, all the maintenance, the little jobs now that prevent the big jobs later. And no matter what information comes through to you, there may be combative information that will get a reaction from you initially, or will be seeking a reaction. Don't give it the power. Don't react. Okay, so Libra, we have the Lovers. So there's a choice coming up for you, but there's a choice coming up for you that has quite severe ramifications because it's constantly growing. So we have the Griffin and the Eagle on the outer side, which it's almost like it's the Griffin and the Eagle evolve into the two children, evolve into or grow into the two robed individuals that are being presided over. What's up, Tishwas? that are being presided over by that angelic being that its face is shrouded. It reminds me very much of the three-faced living tribunal of Marvel Comics, which makes me think there is a choice for you right now which will enable growth. But the Tower. Whatever choice you take, something will be broken. Something will fall away. So you can have the choice of doing nothing and things will fall to pieces. Or you can have the chance of taking this option and things will still fall to pieces, but then you still are left with the option, whatever the option is. So, cheerful, eh? Scorpio. Oh, bored. Okay, there's one, and that wanted to come as well. So, Knight of Cups, Eight of Swords. More planning is required. Knight of Cups is telling me that there's a new dream, maybe a love offer, but there's a new dream, a new plan, a new going forward. And that Knight of Cups, and it's for this season as well, because there's a crab coming out of that cup, so crabs for Cancer season. But there is going to be anxiety, but you cannot be blind to the fact that this will take you to a better place. Look, there's a 2 and a 6 of swords in there. But you have to be fair and balanced with what it is that you are planning. Do not let anxiety defeat your dream, your ideal, your plan, whatever it is. Because it could. Don't let it. Don't let it. The anxiety will be there one way or another anyway. So, you know, you might as well do it rather than not do it and still have the anxiety. So, Sagittarius, 4 of Cups, 3 of Discs. You're going to be guided onto something where you can build on and move forward. And that moving forward is exactly what you are supposed to be doing, and you will get recognized for the efforts that you are making. But you have to, in the meantime, listen to your guidance. And do not fall into the trap of, it's nice here, why don't I stay here? At the minute, this was something I've noticed in a lot of the readings for this month, and private readings that I've done. Staying here, wherever here is, does not seem to be an option. There has to be movement. There has to be a destination, even if you do not know what that destination is. Sorry, I'll try and stop that wobbling. But for the time being, if you are only moving slowly towards it, that's fine under the astrology, because apparently this month is the last chance for us to have a bit of a rest. If we are, you know, if your bodies are saying, yeah, not today, then fine, take the advantage of not today, because very soon, as Mars gathers speed in Aries, and as Mars dives further into the Aries and all the Capricorn stuff comes up, very soon you won't have that chance to rest. And Saturn in Capricorn will always reward those who work. So there has to be that that sense of, I've dropped that card again. This 2 of Cups keeps falling off the table for some reason. There has to be that sense of something moving. Even if it's something really, really slow that you are doing, something moving. Capricorn. Capricorn, there's some idea that you will be called to give up, but you will be called to give it up because I assume this is an idea that you've held quite close. But we start with the Hanged Man, and then 8 of Cups, Princess of Swords. It's almost like, yeah, you're a bit confused about what it is that you're looking at. And the Princess of Swords brings you news about what it is that you're looking at, and you have the impression of, yeah, no, not doing that, not doing it anymore, because wisdom is coming in for you. So, Aquarius. So, whether it's a good thing that Saturn has left your sign or a bad thing, Aquarius. So, let's find out. There's one card. Looks like it was a good thing for the short term. We have victory here for you with the 6 of Wands. Okay, that one. And the 4 of Wands. Things that you have committed to in the past are coming to completion now. And there is a victory that you are able to fulfill a commitment or take up a commitment which is in and of itself a victory that you are able to be in that position. The idea for that is, say, let's have a look at, say, sports. You know, if you enter a round of a competition, then you are committing, you win that round of the competition, you are in effect committing to going into the next round of the competition and getting to the semi-finals and the final, well, hopefully, to the finals and what have you. And then finally, the Pisces. I won't say thank you for your patience, because we Pisces get sick of hearing that. But we are the 12th sign of the zodiac, and we know where our place is. And it's once we've been able to sit back and have a look at what everyone else has done. So, right, ooh, Queen of Wands, Seven of Swords. Within this Thoth deck, it says futility. But the futility that I feel is not that whatever you are trying to manifest, it's a futile effort. It's that it's futile to stop you. It's almost like the resistance is futile. I am going to a better place. Six of Swords and Ace of Swords here, rather than 6 and 2 with that I saw in the 8. And that Ace of Swords is the dominant thing. I will have clarity about what I am trying to create, and there ain't nothing that's going to stop me, because the Queen of Wands don't take no nonsense from nobody. She only acts when she needs to, but when she acts, it's like lightning. Okay, so, well, that's all the zodiac signs gone through there. So, that's it really. I will, technology willing and time willing, I will still do the full moon readings, because, as I say, they're going to be like a 6-month duration. There's 2 ways you can look at it. There's a 2-week duration, you know, to the new moon. There's a 4-week duration to the next full moon. And then there's a 6-month duration until the next eclipse, whenever that is, which I think is winter solstice. There might be one slightly before it, but I think it's winter solstice is the next eclipse. So thank you for tuning in. I've not given you the like, share, subscribe speech, but hey, like, share, subscribe. Other than that, stay tuned, and we will have more readings when the technology decides to be nice to me and I'm not being beaten around the head by the eclipses. All right? Cheers.